All right, so the layoffs have started, so here's what's going on. By the way, try to name this movie reference if you can. Good afternoon, America, and welcome to Blake Media. Sources indicate that all of the economy sectors have started to lay people off, including but not limited to Google parent Alphabet to cut 12,000 jobs. And since Google owns YouTube, thousands of YouTube employees could also lose their jobs. Hey, wait a minute. I'm a YouTube employee. Holy shit. This sucks. There's no way you got that movie reference right. It was Mr. Deeds. Comment down below if you got it right. Smash the like button if you got it wrong. In all seriousness, we are off to a really bad start this year because these layoffs are getting worse. And this is exactly what I was afraid would happen way back in June and October of last year when I was making videos about this, warning people that this situation would get worse. And sure enough, it has, because we are just 1 month into 2023 and it is mind-blowing how many companies are starting to let people go. Check this out. Google is cutting 6% of their workforce, or 12,000 people. Microsoft is cutting 10,000. Vox Media, which operates The Verge and The New York Times, is laying off 7% of their workforce. BlackRock, which is the world's biggest asset manager, is letting go of 3% of its workforce. Goldman Sachs, a massive bank, just announced they're letting go of 3,200 people, mostly from their trading and banking departments. Coinbase is letting go of 950 people, and this is a couple months after they let go of 1,100. McDonald's just announced they're going to start laying off some of their corporate employees. Stitch Fix, which is an online retail clothing store, is cutting its CEO and 20% of their employees. Salesforce, a massive software company, is cutting back 10% or 8,000 of their staff and downsizing office space. And Amazon is planning to cut 18,000 jobs this year at least, mostly from the HR department. Now you might be thinking, Andre, I don't want to watch a whole YouTube video about how many people are losing their jobs. I get it, and my own life is hard enough, and I hear you. But in today's video, I want to show you specific, concrete examples of data directly from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, from the government, as far as how long people typically wait before they find a new job if they're ever let go, and how much money you need saved up in your savings accounts throughout the different points in the economy in case it gets worse. And then ultimately, I just want to put into perspective some of these job loss numbers, because sometimes when we hear numbers, it's hard to know, is that good or bad? I have nothing to compare it against. Like for example, if I showed you this Chansey card and I said, this card has 120 HP, that's a lot. But how would you know unless you knew that base set Pokemon had 102 cards and only 2 of them had 120 HP? Now it makes more sense, but also it doesn't. And then later in the video, I want to show you my own YouTube analytics behind the scenes so you could see the ad revenue, because it's a really telling sign as far as what companies are thinking about this recession based on how much money they're spending on advertising. I think it'll be a super interesting video, so let's get right into it. Hi, my name is Andrei Jikh. Hope you're doing well. Come for the finance and stay for the breakdown of the economy. No, the literal breakdown of our economy. Hide your wife, hide your kids, but most importantly, hide your eggs from egg smugglers. Now, there's a really fascinating website called Layoffs.fyi, and so far it shows us that in 2023, roughly 60,000 people have been let go from across 173 companies. Now, for comparison, last year, in all of 2022, roughly 159,000 people were let go across 1,035 companies, which means that so far, we're just 1 month into 2023, and we're more than a third of the way through, which is really bad news. Now, the good news is that most of these layoffs are contained to the tech space, the white-collar, high-paying tech jobs, but if you work in tech, that's obviously really bad news, and I know it's extremely stressful to lose your job, so I put together a list of really fascinating statistics that will help you think about this in a much more helpful way. The Bureau of Labor Statistics, for example, reported that last year in December, we had roughly 160 million people working. So by comparison, that 159,000 people that were let go in all of 2022 is a small percent of the actual labor market here in the US. Now, here's something else that's really interesting. Roughly 1.4 million people are let go every single month on average. By comparison, about 4 million people choose to quit their job voluntarily every single month. We have such a strong labor market here in the US, at least for now, that for every 1 person that's let go, 3 people choose to quit their jobs just because they want to. Now, in a real recession like the one we had in 2008, the amount of people that are let go was 20% higher than the amount of people that chose to quit their job, which makes perfect sense because in a recession, you don't want to be quitting your job when jobs are much harder to come by. But all in all, that's roughly 5.4 million people leaving the jobs market one way or another. However, we also add roughly 6 million jobs back to the economy every single month on average. So we're actually net positive so far. Now, here's another fascinating and really useful statistic that the BLS.gov website actually tracks, and this is really helpful. It's the amount of time that you can wait before you can expect to find a new job to replace the one you were let go from. Now, the median amount of time in a recession, like again the one we had in 2008, was 20 weeks, or about 5 months' time. However, in today's strong labor market, the median amount of time is 9 weeks, so about half or a little over 2 months' time before you can find a new job. Now, don't get me wrong, 2 months is a really long time to wait without a job and an income if you don't have emergency savings, or especially if you're a single mom. But also remember, if you're let go, you can file for unemployment, which in most states in the US will cover roughly 40% of your income. I'll leave a link to this really useful website called fileunemployment.org down below. It's super useful, so don't forget to check that out. But also, the point is, we are nowhere near where we were in 2008, so this could be temporary or it could get worse. The point is, track your spending really carefully and have at least enough to cover 2 months worth of expenses. But now, let me share with you my own YouTube analytics and income, because it's pretty mind-blowing what's happening behind the scenes. Now, I know that a YouTuber's perspective doesn't count for much on a macroeconomic point of view. I realize that my own small, tiny YouTube channel is a small anecdotal piece of evidence for the whole economy. I get it, but I also like to use my overall ad revenue income, money I make from the advertisements placed on my channel, which by the way, I have no control over, as a way to measure what is called corporate sentiment, a fancy word for how companies are feeling right now. There's also something called consumer sentiment, which is tracked by the University of Michigan. It's an actual legitimate official thing, but this one is from a business point of view. Now, before I share with you that income, please understand, I realize it is still a lot of money by any stretch of the imagination. It is not normal, it is not relatable, and I'm not complaining. It's extremely privileged. But I still want to show it to you because I think it gives us an insight into how companies are feeling about the recession and the overall budget restrictions, which I think affect everyone. So just for context, in 2021, my ad revenue was averaging roughly $100,000 per month. That was in 2021. And even back then, I realized that was just not a normal time. And it makes sense. Everyone was indoors. Everyone was watching YouTube videos about how to make more money, how to invest more money. We had close to 0% interest, and people were making insane amounts of money off the most random of investments. So that was the year not only for crazy investing, but also for investment channels / entertainment channels like my own here on YouTube. But then in 2022, as the world opened up and as interest rates started to climb higher to fight inflation, the economy started to slow down. So in the start of 2022, my ad revenue was cut by roughly 50%. Now, on a relative basis, that is pretty substantial. And that's when I started to see the writing on the wall, and I was like, I could see where this is going. Now, in 2023, this year, my YouTube ad revenue is a fraction of what it was last year. I am now down to roughly $20K a month, which is about where I was in 2019, back when I started my YouTube channel. Now, don't get me wrong, that is still a lot of money, but on a relative basis, that is a huge cutback from where it was before. By the way, this is not just true for my YouTube channel, this is true for all finance channels across the board as far as I'm aware of. Now, companies are doing exactly what any normal person should do in a recession. They're cutting back spending and they're increasing their savings. How do they cut back spending? They stop spending on their number one expense, which is their labor costs, so they let people go. And how do they increase their savings? They stop spending money on advertising. As soon as I saw the writing on the wall in 2022, I was like, yep, 2022 is going to be bad, and sure enough, it was downhill. Then 2023 was even worse. But I also had a sneaking suspicion that inflation would stay high and that interest rates would have to go up to fight it. That was pretty obvious at that point. So I took the largest amount of money that I could to borrow that I knew I could service. I got a loan on it at the cheapest rate possible right before interest rates started to skyrocket, and I bought that house, which was extremely expensive. But it was enough to rent it out to someone, to at least break even and make a little bit of profit on it, and that house, believe it or not, would have to be worth, at this point, at these interest rates, 40% less for my monthly payment to be the same. So think about that. I would have to wait for that house to fall almost half of its value, almost, for that payment to be the same as it was when I bought it. Now, I do think real estate will at some point correct, but I don't think it's gonna crash 40%. That would be catastrophic. We're not there yet, but I could be wrong. Now, when I saw this data way back in 2022, I didn't want to raise any alarm bells and be the guy that's like, my YouTube channel is predicting a recession. I'm not that arrogant, and I don't think my YouTube channel is a barometer for the whole economy, but I did make a couple of those videos warning people about the layoffs and that things could get worse, and then I thought 2023 would be the year to save as much money as possible, to cut back spending, and to work as hard as possible so you make yourself extremely valuable so you don't lose your job. Especially because if the central bank and Papa Powell overcorrect by increasing their interest rates too much, could push the economy over the edge and slow us down way too much, which they've already told us they'll do twice this year. And remember, the things we're feeling now were set in motion 8 to 12 months ago, because that's how slow the economy works. So if we get another couple interest rate hikes that the economy doesn't like, then things could get a lot worse. And that's why I believe in saving more money this year and being a little over-prepared to have at least 2 months of emergency savings, and maybe 5 to 6 months if you think things are gonna get really, really bad. But at the very worst, the worst thing that can happen is you just over-prepare. As always, have a wonderful rest of your day. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to grab your free stocks. Links are all down below. Go track them automatically with a spreadsheet link down below in my Patreon. I hope you found this video useful. As always, I'd love to see you back here on Monday, Friday, sometimes Wednesday. Love you. See you soon. Bye-bye.